Any position you'd like to start our breathing exercises. Oops, I forgot to hit record first. Oh well. Yeah, I was going to record it for Yoga Jones, but it doesn't. We have duplicates. All right. So once you are settled in a comfortable enough way, not so comfortable you'll fall asleep, but comfortable enough that you can focus on the breath and allow the breath to move the body, expanding belly, ribs, chest. Slow the breath down. Let's right away come into Ujjayi breathing. Gentle constriction at the back of the throat creates a whisper sound. And just let your attention rest wherever you feel the breath moving. So if it's your belly that's starting to move with the breath, or the ribs themselves, or the chest, pick one of those areas where it's most obvious. Grow the breath there. Bring your hands or your attention onto your chest or anywhere in the heart region. If you could reach back of heart or the sides under your armpits, there's lots of lymph glands there that could probably use some extra energy. Let's all grow the breath in the heart space. The lungs themselves expand on inhale, front, back, and sides. Soften on exhale. Inhale, feel for the whole chest, torso becoming lighter. Exhale, relax your neck and jaw. Inhale into back of lungs, shoulders broaden. Exhale, soften shoulders down. Let's invite the breath down to the lower lungs, hands somewhere on the low ribs, between navel and sternum, or you can feel around to side or back ribs as you get the ribs to open up in 360 degrees all around on inhale. Exhale. At the end of the exhale, squeeze the ribs in a little bit. Find your intercostals. Inhale, widen ribs. Exhale, ribs together like a bellows. Couple breaths here. And let's shift the breath and attention all the way down to the lowest part of the lungs. Soften your belly so belly can move out on the in-breath. Exhale, hug low belly back in. Inhale, relax the abdominals and pelvis. Exhale, gentle engagement of abdominals. Last few rounds, we'll add a breath lock. Inhale, down into low belly. Relax your pelvic floor. Hold the breath. Lift your pelvic floor. Relax pelvic floor. Breathe out. Inhale, fill up low belly. Allow the low belly to soften out. Hold. Mula Bandha. Draw the pelvic floor up, the low belly up, even if it's holding air. A gentle lock, and then release that lock. Breathe out. Relax as much as you can. Breathe in. Last round. Hold. Feel as if you're lifting the pelvic floor right up the front of your tail into your body. And then release that. Breathe out. Pubic bone down to the ground. Seated side bend with neck release. Let's come into this shape. Left knee out to the side, right heel to butt. If that doesn't work for you, we'll be leaning out to the left. Then stay in a cross-legged seat or a Baddha Konasana. Left fingertips directly out from the side of your hip, 18 inches. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, left hand down. Left elbow draws in towards you, pulling shoulder blade down. So left knee bent, hand out, left hand out. Other way, Cynthia. Relax your neck. Breathe into the right side body. Exhale, soften so both shoulder blades away from neck. Neck release. Lower right hand down, palm faces earth. 12 inches above the earth, pause. Feel for the traction in right side neck. Send it breath. Keep your neck relaxed as you come up. Left hand comes to your face to help your head up. Then bring your knees over to the other side. Right fingertips 18 inches away from right hip. Left arm up. Breathe in, get long through the spine. Exhale, right hand down. And I don't recommend resting the elbow down because it's easy to collapse into the shoulder. Keep a little lift, keep pulling on the mat with right hand. Of course, if it's safer for your shoulder to put the elbow down, that's fine. Override me. Inhale into your low back ribs. Expand them off your low back. Exhale, hug your low belly in. Left hand lowers towards the left foot, palm down. Release your head, neck towards right shoulder. Relax your jaw. Separate your teeth. Rest the tongue on the roof of the mouth without sucking on it. Reach through the left hand to come back to center. Come to all fours. Let's go right into micro twisting quadruped. Let's take a few breaths to get warm and comfortable on all fours. Do some cats, cows, or some more free-form movements to get your breath into your spine. Notice if your knees want some padding or your hands, wrists want some padding. And settle with your hands just a little bit wider than your shoulders. Come to a neutral spine. Press the ground away to get a lift out of the shoulders. Drop the top rim of the sacrum down a tiny bit. Natural curve of low spine. Keep the belly in, the lowest ribs in. Inhale, twist towards your left hand. Pick the left hand up an inch. Exhale, pull low belly in. Lift the right knee up 1 inch. Straight up, not out to the side. Hand down, knee down. Inhale, turn your chest towards right arm. Right hand rises an inch. Exhale, pull low belly in. Left knee up. Back to center. Relax your neck. Inhale, turn to left arm. Pick the left hand up. Straight arm, so it's only coming up a little. Exhale, right knee up. Navel to spine. Back to center. Inhale, twist towards right arm. Right hand up. Exhale, hug low belly in. Left knee up. One more round. Inhale, turn chest to left arm. Left hand comes off earth. Exhale, hug low abdominals in. Draw the right knee up. Center. Inhale, twist to your right. Right hand up. Exhale, hug low belly in. Left knee up. And center. Come on down to your elbows. Wrap your hands around your upper arms. Clasp your hands in front of you. Relax your neck. Dolphin prep. Press the ground away. Lean back and pause here for a few breaths. Those of you who usually skip this stage, especially. Feel for your wrists, arms flat on the ground. Enough pressure to keep space in the shoulder joints. But also relaxed, fluid through the joints. Relax your neck. Now, some of you stay right here for the next 5 breaths. Some of you inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, lift your knees up into dolphin. Inhale in low back ribs. Lift them away from low back. Exhale, hug low belly in. Lengthen hips back. Set your knees down. Rest in embryo pose. If child's pose works for you, sitting back on heels with arms alongside feet. Or if there's a better resting pose for you, we'll be heading onto our back neck, so maybe you go there now. All right, let's go on our backs. With all the talking I did before class, I forgot to talk about props. If you have 2 blocks or a bolster or a blanket, something to go underneath your hips for abdominal series. We'll be doing everything with our hips elevated today. So simplest, you might just have a blanket that you can lie on right under the hips. So low back is free and the cheeks are starting to hang off the other end. Alternatively, you can link 2 blocks together underneath you or even put a blanket on blocks. or any size yoga bolster, as long as it's one of those flat ones, not a round one. So breathe as you set yourself up. As always, if you're lifting into bridge to set up, get on your strong legs. Please don't throw your hips around. Make sure they stay even. We'll start with oblique toner. Pick one foot at a time off the floor. Hands on the waist area so you can feel both maybe the hip bones and the ribs. And bring them in towards each other just a little bit. Inhale, drop both knees towards left side. Right hip rises. Little tip. Exhale, hug low belly in, come back to center. Inhale, knees to the right, left hip rises. Exhale, hug low belly in, come back to center. Ribs are still steady, they're not starting to pop into your hands. Inhale, knees to the left. I'll release the low belly. Exhale, engage the low belly, come back to center. Inhale to the right. Relax low belly and pelvis. Exhale, engage low abdominals. Come back to center. 2 more to each side. Inhale to the left. Exhale, center. Inhale to the right. Exhale, center. Do one more round on your own. Go to each side. Get the breath into your obliques, the waist. And once you're back into center, you can let knees fall towards chest. We're going to do another series. Yes, another full series of abdominal work here on the ramp on the bolster. So if you felt it was very bumpy, your blocks hurt your low back or hips at all, please make your adjustments, pad your blocks, or make sure it's actually your pelvis that's on the blocks, not your low back. If you have questions, this is a small group. Please know you can unmute yourselves and I'll help you individually. All right, everyone's comfortable? Bring the knees back to, we're aiming for a 90-degree angle from the thighs to the pelvis. So knees won't necessarily point right at the ceiling. Your hips are elevated. They'll be slightly in. Flex your feet. Lift them the same level as your knees. 90 degrees at the knees, 90 degrees at the ankles. Once again, we'll leave hands on the hips, ribs. So your torso will remain very steady during this. Breathe into your low back ribs, dipping frog. Exhale, keep your leg exactly the shape as it is. Dip your left heel down to the floor. Pull belly in. Inhale, pick the left foot back up next to the right. Exhale, hug low abdominals in. Right heel taps. If it doesn't reach the floor, that's not important. It doesn't have to. Inhale, center. Exhale, hug low abdominals in. Left heel down. Try not to change the bend at the knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, hug the low abdominals in, right heel down without bending the knee anymore. Inhale, center. Exhale, frog. Open your legs into straddle. Take a breath, widen through the thighs. Exhale, hug low belly in. Inhale, legs back together. Exhale, right heel to the earth. Inhale, up. Exhale, left heel down. Hug your low abdominals in. Inhale, up. Release low abdominals. Exhale, right heel. Inhale into low back ribs, center. Exhale, hug low belly in, left heel. Inhale, center, open legs into frog. Exhale, hug low belly in. Inhale, low back ribs, bring your legs together. Exhale, left heel down. Inhale, center. Exhale, hug low belly in, right heel down. Inhale, center. Some of you will do both heels at the same time the last 2 rounds. Exhale, left heel down. Inhale, center. Exhale, right heel. Inhale, open legs frog. Exhale, hug low belly in, straddle wide. Inhale, back together. One more full round. Option, legs straight up. Exhale, left heel down or left leg down. Probably won't touch the floor if you're hugging low belly in. Oh, maybe it will. Inhale up, but that's not the goal. Exhale, hug low belly in, right heel down or whole right active leg down. Spiral it into center. Inhale. Exhale, hug low belly in, left leg. Inhale. Exhale, hug low abdominals, right leg. Inhale, open legs into frog or straddle. Exhale, hug the low abdominals in. Breathe into low back ribs, bring your legs together. Bend your knees if they're not. Set your feet down to the floor one at a time. Move your blocks aside. Or come off your bolster, whatever's underneath your pelvis. Roll off it if you like. We're making our way onto a belly. Low cobra, come into a sphinx shape. Elbows under shoulders, maybe a little behind the shoulders. Spread your fingers wide and then pull on the mat to pull the elbows back. If possible, lift them up. Press pubic bone down to mat. Scoop your low belly up. Press your feet down. Spread all 10 toes. Keep breathing up into the collarbone area. I'm not concerned if you're coming up high, but feel for lengthening out of low back. Draw yourself forward. One more breath. And lower down. Downward dog or cat-cow. As always, for the rest of the practice, if you want to practice stepping forward and back, putting your hands on yoga blocks, you're welcome to do that. I'm not going to do a tutorial today. All right, right foot forward, lunge. Higher lunge, setting up for twisting lunge. Hips almost over the back knee, maybe exactly over the back knee. Make sure back knee is comfortable. Fold the side of your mat over if you don't have a blanket to pad it. Your choice of lunge, left hand to the ground, twisting to the right, or left elbow to thigh, twisting to the right. Ujjayi breath. Good. Press down with your left elbow to lengthen the left ribs away from your thigh, forward. That was good, Cynthia. Half splits. Exhale, hands down, hamstring stretch. Shift your hips back to straighten right leg. I'll leave it completely up to you today, whether pointing the foot towards the floor, and spreading the toes or flexing the foot back towards you, or relaxing it all together. If your feet are often in shoes, your foot might need to practice relaxing. So that's fine. Deep lunge variation. Inhale, bend right knee. Bring both hands to the inside of right foot. Heel toe right foot out to side. Here for the deeper lunge, left knee might move back. I do recommend keeping right knee over ankle for this variation. If that's not great for left hip, then don't move it back so much. Slow your breath so it saturates your hips. Exhale, hug the low abdominals off your pubic bone. Almost like you're doing low cobra, inhale your rib cage forward. Without popping ribs out, breathe the back ribs open too. Exhale, heavy hips. And step the right foot back, come down onto your belly. Low cobra or cobra. Hands can stay where they land, or they can come forward. Inhale, pull on the mat, draw your heart forward. Spread your toes, press your feet down. Exhale, downward dog. Or move into tabletop. Breathe in. Breathe out. Left foot forward, knee down lunge. Setting yourself up for twist. So again, a higher lunge, more of a 90-degree lunge in both knees. Mirror, if possible, what you chose on the first side. So either elbow to thigh, or if you chose hand on the floor, do that again. Inhale your rib cage away from your pelvis. Create length in low back. Exhale, draw the left hip down like you're tucking it underneath you. You're upside down to me, Donna, so I don't have a real good view on what's happening. Or is your left hip feeling all right? This is a very left hippy pose. This is a great place to get breath into it, as long as you're not getting any pain into it. Half splits, hands down. Stretch into your hamstring stretch. Again, well, actually, I'm not concerned with mirroring what you did on the first side. Completely different hip for many of us. Different leg, different hamstrings. Get your ujjayi breath going into your hamstrings. And you notice for yourself what flexing the foot or relaxing it does. What engaging the abdominals or letting them relax does. Looking forward or hanging the head will change what you feel. Lizard variation, deep lunge. Bend your left knee, both hands to the inside of left foot. Move left foot aside for a wide stride stance. Left knee will stay against shoulder. Actually, the further out you move your left foot, the easier time your knee will have knocking in. And this time you might move the right leg way back to feel the stretch in the front of the right thigh and the hip flexors. You might. You might feel that stretch without moving the right leg way back, and that's good too. Saturate your hip with your inhale breath. Drain it with your exhale breath. Neck is soft, whether you're hanging head or looking forward. Relax your neck. All right, press back up to your hands if you came down. Heel toe, left foot back towards center. Step the right foot forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, samastiti. Calf stretching. Find your towel or your blanket that you use for your calf stretching. Donna, I think this is your first time practicing me since I made this part of our daily practice. If you have a yoga blanket, what do you have? A towel? Oh, one of those. All right. Yeah, I have it folded like that. And then I fold it this way. Well, actually, what I do is I fold it in thirds to make it thick enough. 1/3, and then another third, and then roll it from its end. And then you'll put the ball of your left foot on that. Start with your right foot behind the roll as you get comfortable with left foot. Ball of foot and toes are on the roll. Heel is still on the floor. Yeah. And then parallel both feet. Feel for balancing your hips. Hip bones in line with pubic bones. So the front of your pelvis feels fairly square. If that doesn't feel right to your body, and all this will feel weird if you're not used to measuring it, you can also put your hands on the sides of your hips and get those parallel to the earth. For some pelvises, that's more balanced. Good. And then if you want more stretch, you can either step right foot up next to left foot or step it forward. Leave it where it is. More is not better. Let's bring your pelvis with you. Shoulder shrugs, relax your arms. Inhale, shoulders to ears. Hold the breath in, squeeze the tops of the shoulders back, and exhale, squeeze them down into your upper back. Relax your arms. Inhale into low back ribs, widen the rib cage, back of the rib cage. Exhale, hug the shoulder blades in towards each other. Keep the arms relaxed, pull them down. Once again, inhale, fill the back of the rib cage, broaden it. Exhale, bottom tips to shoulders come together. This time arms can help. Elbows bend in towards the tailbone, towards each other. Keep your ribs from popping out. Relax your arms. Step off your roll. And change sides. Right foot on the roll. Both the ball of the foot and the toes. Not just the toes, but heel stays on floor. Yes. And feel for a stretch, a lengthening of the right calf muscles. No straining at the Achilles tendon, no straining at the knee. Find a balance. Once you've got your feet in position where that stretch feels appropriate, balance your hips. Breathe into low back ribs. Yeah, chest forward, even a little more, Cynthia. Now breathe those back ribs out. Release low belly. Exhale, hug the low abdominals in. Have them lift the front of your spine inside your body rather than lifting the ribs. Good. Another round of shoulder shrugs. Relax your arms. And by the way, especially Donna, because you're new to this, if anyone wants to just focus on the calf stretch, skip shoulder shrugs. We'll do them again. Inhale, shoulders up to ears. Hold the breath in, squeeze the shoulders up and back. Exhale, squeeze the tops of the shoulders in towards each other and drag them down your neck. Inhale, relax your arms, relax your shoulders, broaden the back of the rib cage. Exhale, squeeze the middle angles of the shoulder blades in towards spine and pull down another inch. Arms relaxed, use your back muscles. One more time. Inhale, inflate the back body. Balloon bottom ribs out. Exhale, squeeze bottom tips of the ribs into those bottom ribs. Squeeze the elbows in if that helps. You can do this with relaxed arms. Everyone relax your arms, step off your roll. Half sun salute. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to come up and down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, samastitihi. 2 more like that. Inhale into low back ribs as you raise the arms. Exhale, hug low belly in, fold. Inhale, half lift, inflate the back ribs. Release low belly. Exhale, fold, hug low belly in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, samastitihi. Once again, inhale, arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, samastitihi. Warrior 2. Right foot bent. Right knee bent. Square your hips to the side of the mat. And by square, they're not going to be perfectly square. I do want the hips parallel to each other side by side, same distance from the floor. Draw left hip back towards left heel and see how that feels for hip. Bird's wing, relax your arms, palms up, elbows against your ribs. Inhale, hands towards each other. Exhale, hands rotate out, hug the elbows into the ribs. Inhale, hands in, open your upper back. Exhale, rotate arms out, squeeze the upper arm bones towards shoulder blades. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Right forearm to thigh, extended warrior variation. Left arm reaches to sky. We'll do some big arm circles. Lengthen your arm, inhale. Exhale, take 3 big circles, nice and slow in one direction. If big circles don't work for your arm, you can choose smaller circles, hand on shoulder, rotate elbow, or no circles. And then take 3 circles in the other direction. We'll finish with arm extended over ear. Flank stretch. Inhale to come up, straighten your right leg, turn the toes in, hands to hips. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands come over to right ankle. Left hand holds the right ankle. Right hand on the left hand. Rest your head into the crook of the left arm so the whole side body can relax towards the earth. Draw left hip back. Knees can bend as much as you need. Release your ankle. Inhale, half lift. Bring your hands to your waist. Point elbows to ceiling. Maybe you bend your knees a lot and tuck your tail a lot to use your butt to come up. Inhale, rise. Warrior 2, left toes out. Serratus anterior activator. Balance your hips, draw right hip back. Arms forward, directly from your shoulders, bend your elbow. Today we'll add a little pulse to this. Hold an invisible block between your elbows. So eventually you're going to drop the block. Nope, keep it. You'll notice invisible block gets surprisingly heavy. Keep your hands separated at least as wide as your elbows without bending your wrists, if that's okay for shoulder. Breathe into the low back ribs. Exhale, hug low belly in. Inhale, lift your block up an inch. Exhale, lower the block down. Inhale, lift the block, shoulders down, ribs stay in the belly. Exhale down. Some of your blocks are getting a little bit wide. Elbows in, hands out. One more inhale. And exhale. Relax your arms. Left forearm to thigh. Right arm reaches out of shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, 3 big circles in one direction. And then 3 circles in the other direction. We'll meet in extended warrior. Breathe into the right shoulder. Breath creates fluidity. Straighten your legs. Turn the left toes in, hands to hips. Inhale, elbows, shoulders back. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bring right hand over onto the left ankle, the front of the ankle. Left hand rests on the right hand or on the ground outside a foot. Head rests in the hammock of your right arm. Right side body swaying towards the earth. Release your hands. Spider. Inhale to a flat back. Turn your toes out, your heels in, bend your knees. Hips might drop as low as knees, no lower than that. If hands on earth or hands on ankles feels too low, then bring your hands or elbows onto your thighs. Lengthen from crown through tail, spine parallel to the earth. Inhale into low back ribs, lengthen away from sacrum. Exhale, hug low belly in and up into your heart. Neck relax, whether you're choosing to let it hang or keep your gaze down. All right, everyone, hands to thighs. Find your way up to standing. We'll do some pranayama. I will cue it in horse stance. If you prefer not to be in horse stance, you can do your breath work in any other position, including sitting in a chair. Or you can support your horse by putting your seat against a wall or on the edge of a chair. So you can still tap into the power of your legs, but you're not straining in the hips or low back at all. Breath work, Kapalabhati breath. 1 round, I'll count 108, which is about a minute of breathing, by the way, of short, sharp exhales out your nose, and we'll go into 2 rounds Uddiyana. So I know some of you do this with me a lot. Some of you I haven't seen in a while. So short, sharp exhales. I'll tell us when to stop. We'll breathe in and then blow the air out. Uddiyana, pulling the belly in up into your heart while you're holding breath out. You remember this, yeah? Okay. So if you need to do less Kapalabhati than I'm cueing, you resume normal breathing as soon as it starts to get not so sharp. Together we begin. Breathe in. Empty out. Take a big breath in. Blow it out your mouth like you're blowing out your candles. And stay empty. Tuck your chin to your throat, draw navel to spine, and keep your breath out as you fly the diaphragm up. When you need to breathe, relax your belly. Take another breath for another Uddiyana. Straighten your legs, turn your toes in. Option, interlace hands behind your back. We're coming into forward fold, so you can skip the interlace, or you can skip the forward fold. Exhale. To release the bind, I recommend letting your hands come onto the small of your back, then release them. Option, yoga toe lock. Take your big toes. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, draw yourself through. Chin to throat, navel to spine. Sit bones to tail. Inhale, look forward, release your toes, hands to hips. Inhale, come up to stand, bend your knees as much as you need. Twisting horse. Turn your toes out, bend your knees, palms on your thighs. Lean forward a little bit. Inhale, draw the rib cage off your hips. Exhale, look over your right shoulder, press the left thigh open. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over left shoulder, lean chest towards left knee. If it's okay in right shoulder, shoulder can dip down, arm might even straighten. Again, inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, center. Come up to standing. Let's balance. Tree, any variation of tree. Stand on your left leg first. Right toes, right heel out to the side. If your tree wants to grow anywhere up your leg, I just don't recommend pressing into kneecap. Any other variation is fine. 3 more breaths. Samastitihi. Side number 2, ground your right foot, left knee out. Grow this tree however it wants to grow. If you find balancing really hard on hips or low back, well, that's a good place to play with keeping the other foot, just the toes on the earth, and feel for squaring your hips or connecting, balancing your hips, connecting to your abdominals. And see if you can keep that if you choose to lift the foot off the earth. Big breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Utkatasana, sit back in your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana. Bring your arms forward. Shift your weight back, knees over heels. And some of you will continue to sit until your seat touches earth. Some of you will put your hands down And set your knees down. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Press the balls of the feet together, the heels together, fan the toes away from each other. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lean forward with a straight-ish spine. Before your spine starts to round, take a breath into the low back ribs and heart forward. And then exhale, soften in. If your head lets go and the upper spine rounds, that's fine. If you feel pressure in low back, I want you to back out. Hands any position you like. If you're choosing to hold ankles, maybe draw the elbows back alongside your ribs, pulling your shoulders back and down. Inhale into low back ribs. Exhale, hug low belly in to come up to sitting. Armpit prep. Cross your flexed right ankle over your left knee. If you prefer this, we'll be doing seated variations of this. We are in this position, so if you prefer to be on your back at this point in your practice, that works too. If it's right for you to scoot your hips up to front heel, you can do that. And then inhale, lengthen the spine up, the heart up towards your right toes. Option to hook your right arm over your right foot. And by the way, if you bring your foot onto your thigh instead of across, a little more accessible for hooking arm. Instead of hooking arm, you could also just hold on to the right foot with your right hand and draw your heart towards it. Your sternum towards it. All right, rewind the way you came in. Cross left ankle. Slow your breath down into left hip. Option to add the left arm. Come out the way you came in. And come on down to your back. If you're ready to rest, you can rest. I'll offer one more spinal twist. Cat's tail twist. For cat's tail, lying on your back, knees bent, cross your right ankle over your left. Reach down with right hand to catch the left ankle. Then draw right knee to chest with left hand and left foot back as you come into your twist. If you prefer not to hold onto the left foot, you can do any other spinal twist. Release your foot if you're in cat's tail. You might bring right arm across into fetal curve and then roll onto your back. Recenter your hips. Pick your feet up. Cross left over right. And then reach down for your right ankle as you roll onto your right side. Release your foot, come onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. If you're staying with me for short Shavasana, get yourself settled in. If you're tuning out so you can get a longer, more appropriate Shavasana, 5 to 7 minutes with no electronic interference, then I'll say namaste. Or if you just have to be outgoing with your day, it is 1:31. Namaste. I'll stay with you who are resting for 2 minutes. Take a deep breath. Move your fingers and your toes. Bring your arms overhead for a full body stretch. Yawn, stretch your mouth, jaw wide. And then ease over onto your side to press your way up to sitting. We'll meet with our palms together. Thumbs against the sternum, lift our hearts. May our practice be not only for our own benefit, for the benefit of all our relations, those with 2 legs and 4 legs, and the many legs, and the wings, and the fins, and the roots. May we all know peace. Namaste.